Good day, everybody. Today we're going to be doing a review of the game Regency. Now in Regency, you are going to be playing the part of a ruler, and you're going to be trying to influence 6 people into your regency from a populace. So let's check it out. Okay, so in this game, you're going to be picking a historical figure, or a regent in this case, and what you're going to be doing is you want to fill up all of these different areas here with citizens that are going to be available over here in the populace. Now you're going to note that there are different symbols over here, and I'll show you what these symbols mean. You got noble people, religious, military, merchants, commoners, and brigands, and they're all going to come with these different symbols over here, and I'll talk about how those work here in just a bit. Now as far as regents go, you've got a whole bunch of different ones that you're going to be able to choose from. We've got Mansa Musa over here, the Queen of Sheba over here, and I'll just show you some of the other ones. Here's Isabella, Charlemagne, Alexander the Great, Genghis Khan, Julius Caesar, Queen Elizabeth, Ashoka the Great, or Ashoka, Suleiman the Magnificent, Catherine the Great, Henry Every, Eric Bloodaxe, Empress Theodora, Cleopatra, Attila the Hun, William Wallace, Richard the Lionheart, Empress Wu Zetian, I think that's how it's pronounced. A ton of these things. So you're going to just basically pick one of these mats and you're going to place it in front of you. Now right over here is the board, which is called the populace, and these are going to be citizens, and there's a citizens deck over here. What you're going to be trying to do is you're going to be trying to attract citizens over here into your region in these different spaces. Now the citizens are going to be having these symbols on them. Here's a simple citizen. This is going to have this justice symbol over here. So you have a justice symbol here. So what you can do is you can go ahead and try to attract this citizen. If you attract this citizen, he's going to go right over here into your justice symbol. Now there's other ones that are called privileged citizens, and these are citizens that have more than one symbol on them. So if you're able to attract them, you're going to be able to choose which of these symbols you're going to go ahead and place them under. So having citizens is going to allow you to help play what are called these event cards over here. Now these event cards serve 2 purposes. One of them is like if you have what is called your prowess, and everybody is going to have a prowess. Right over here we got the Scales of Justice, and then this one has also a Scales of Justice. This simply means that if there is a card over here that has a Scale of Justice on it, they're going to be able to play this card as an event card. And when you do that, what you're going to do is you're simply going to follow what the text says and then play it as an action card. The other thing that this card has is what is called influence points. Now influence points are going to allow you to attract the citizens over here from the populace. You can play as many cards as you would like to or are allowed to, either as action cards or influence, and you can also discard cards and then draw back up to your hand limit of 4. The citizens are 5 points, 6 points, and 7 points. The ones on the top you're not going to be able to get unless you have a specific cast card that will tell you otherwise. Now everybody is going to be able to play cards that have the lion's face on them, and here's a typical card with a lion's face. This one says discard any number of event cards from your hand, then draw that same number from the event deck. Now each of these regents also has a special ability that they will be able to unlock, and the way they're going to be able to unlock it is if they are able to pay this amount of influence, and when they do that, you're going to simply flip it over, and then it's going to tell you what that power is. And once you use it, you're going to go ahead and flip it back over to the beginning like so. The way you're going to play cards in this game is you're going to start with event cards. Let's just say I happen to have this card over here. I have a justice that says attract the citizen away from another region's domain, pay 3 influence to that region. I can play this card and then take this card, and then I can place it in one of my slots. Just to say I placed it over here, and then I would go ahead and pay him 3 influence, which basically would mean that I would go ahead and give him 3 points worth of cards. Now the other thing I can do is I can go ahead and play influence cards for influence to try to see if I could attract anybody. So let's just say I happen to have 4, and you're going to have a maximum of 4. This is 2, 3, 4, 5. So let's just say I happen on my turn to discard all these cards. I will now be able to attract this citizen over here, and she has a Scale of Justice. So I'm going to go ahead and place her underneath the Scale of Justice like so. What will then happen is you're going to go ahead and do a shift. All these citizens are going to shift over like so, and then you're going to go ahead and draw a new citizen to replace any of the ones that were taken. Now anytime you have these casts fulfilled, this is going to allow you to play cards that require this cast to play. Now another thing you can do is throughout the game, you can try to protect your citizen. Let's just say she happened to pay the 5 influence that she needed. She could go ahead and get this card. Now this card has a crown on it. So what you can do is you can go ahead and put it underneath the first player here. So if a player later on in the game tries to steal one of your citizens, they're not going to be able to steal this one. They'll only be able to steal the top one. So that's an option that you have as well. Here's a refuse card. This is a reaction card. Essentially, if someone plays an action card against you or just plays one in general, you can play this card to try to stop it. So this one says, if they try to attract a citizen from your populace, you return that citizen to the populace. There's a bunch of different ones. Here's one that says, exchange the location of any 2 citizens. Just a whole handful of different cards that will allow you to do a lot of cool different things. The first player who is able to fill all 6 of these slots with the different citizens is going to win. And that, folks, is Regency. So my final thoughts on the game Regency. Well, now this is an engine building game, and this game works rather well. It's a very fun game, and the components are really nice. The artwork on the cards is super nice. It is not a very difficult game to learn. The instructions are fairly short, and you kind of get into it right as you start to play it. I like the fact that you can use the cards for multiple things. You've got influence that you can use them for. You also have the action cards that you can use them for. But having the different symbols on the cards and that being the only way you will be able to perform the action on the card definitely adds some strategy, because you're going to be looking at the populace and trying to figure out which symbol that you would like to have on your side. Of course, the cost is going to be 5 and then 6 and then 7, and then you've got cards on the top as well. And there are certain cards that will allow you to pick cards from the top too. So you've got a lot that you're trying to figure out what you want to do. Do you want to try to get people into your populace? What kind of people do you want to get into your populace? Do you want to save the cards for influence? Do you want to try to save different cards for actions? And then, of course, you also have the ability that each ruler has that you can try to use too. Then, of course, you have the ability to try to stop your opponent with the reaction cards and then trying to steal people from their populace. So there's a lot of back and forth that's going on in this game. Really good game. I would definitely recommend it to anybody that likes card games that have a lot of give and take in it. And you're basically trying to battle to get those 6 people into your populace. So really good game, and I recommend it. All right, guys, that's my review. We'll catch you later. Keep on gaming.